It's really hot in South Florida in the summertime, and we don't do a lot of sailing, so the boat is tied up at the dock and the air conditioner is running. We find that with the air conditioner running non-stop, we get a lot of barnacles in the sea strainer, and it clogs up the system, causing high head pressure on the air conditioner. So about once a summer, usually late summer, we have to go through and flush the system. So I'm going to go through that process for you today. In order to flush the air conditioner system, I need a few tools, one being a water hose. What we have on Latitude Adjustment is the air conditioner pickup is in the port hull, but it discharges in the starboard hull. So what we're going to be trying to do today is take the discharge of the air conditioner from the starboard hull, use the water hose, route it all the way back to the port hull, and then we will use a bucket. We'll change the air conditioner pump with a hose to pull from the bucket instead of the sea strainer. And then it'll just make a closed loop system where we pull through the bucket, through the air conditioner, out through the water hose, across the boat, back into the bucket. And that's going to allow us to, once the system starts flushing correctly, introduce a little bit of CLR into the water. And we'll just let that circulate for an hour or so. If that doesn't work, or if we're still not getting great flow, sometimes we have to add muriatic acid, and that will break down any barnacles or anything in the system. But we want to be very careful with this. If you use the muriatic acid, you got to make sure to open all the hatches and pretty much hold your breath while you're in the boat, because it's pretty strong. I also have a water hose adapter that helps to hook the discharge hose from the air conditioner to the water hose so I can get back to the bucket easily. And the only other thing I really need is a screwdriver for changing a few hose clamps. So let's get busy making those connections. So here I'm going forward in the starboard hull, forward of the head. There's an access hatch to the storage locker, and I have the discharge for the air conditioner coming through a hose fitting right here on the side. Let me see if I can get some light turned on up here. So this discharge hose, we need to take the fitting off and add this to it, and then we'll hook it to the water hose. Alright, that was easy. It only took a couple minutes. I pulled apart the connection here from the discharge hose. I hooked on my adapter for a water hose, and I hooked the water hose to it. So we're done on this side. We can just let that sit there. Okay, here we are on the port side of the boat. Now the air conditioner pump is under this floorboard. I'm going to go ahead and take the cover off so we can see it. So here's the air conditioner pump and the raw water pump. So what we first need to do is turn off the seacock for this so we don't get ocean seawater coming up through here when I disconnect it on the end. Okay, we've turned off the seacock and we should be good. So now what I need to do is disconnect this fitting here, which is the inlet to the pump. Okay, so now disconnected. Now we're just going to hook this spare line up to it and put it into the bucket. Then I'm going to pour water into the funnel just to fill the hose up. Get all the air bubbles out. There we go, we have all the air out of the hose. Now what we're going to do is quickly put the hose into the water so that no air gets back into it. Okay, now we should have air out of the system, enough to get the pump fired up. Alright, so what we're looking for is water to come out of here once we get all the air out, and there it is. So this is water running through the air conditioner system. Now currently it's just fresh water, so if it's dirty, it's because the system's dirty. And also the flow rate is not very high. You see how it's kind of anemic? So what we want to do is we're going to add some CLR to the water and see if we can clean this up. So here we go, we're adding CLR. We're going to let this run for about 30 minutes, as I said, just to clean out the air, clean out the lines, and then we'll look at the water and see what kind of dirty stuff's in it. We've been flushing the system for about a half hour now, and as we can see in the bucket, There's a little bit of trash in the bottom, but not a lot. So I really don't think the lines are that clogged right now. And if we look at what's coming out of the hose, it looks pretty good. So we're going to say that that's good enough. We'll go ahead and shut this down, clean out the mess. Okay, we're all hooked back up. I'm going to turn on the air conditioner, which is this guy right here. We should see the pump come on. What we're doing now is we're looking for leaks. Make sure that none of our fittings are leaking, because that would be bad, since it would be letting seawater straight into the bilge. All of that looks good. We're going to go up here. The air conditioner's on, and as you can see, it's 90 degrees in the cabin right now, so it should start cooling down fairly quick. And we do have cold air coming out, which is a good thing. And we want to go up front and make sure that our water is coming out correctly. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the water coming out right there. And that looks good. In the time that we went out to check the water outside, the temperature in the cabin is already down to 87 degrees. So that's a good start. While I'm doing boat work here at the dock, we have a visitor. I don't know if you can see him over here. It's a little iguana sitting on the dock sunning himself. Oh, he's not happy. He says, "Don't make me jump in the water." He's going to go up in the yard. Let's go see if we can get a little closer to him. What's up, buddy? Don't make me jump in the water. I don't think he's going to let us play with him.